The common civil code is spelling equality for every Indian. So we need to see the universal civil code applicable to all Indian, irrespective of faith, gender, and sexual orientation. Good. So the complexity of confronting the discussion of Indian personal law within the Hindu-Muslim binary that leaves unrecognized potential to empower wide section of population through the drastic overhaul. That's a thing. Yeah, true. It's a vast community diversified by minority in India with majority of Hindus, which Hindus are totally not a single kind of cultures. We as a Hindus we have different cultures in different, so we have diversified but unified. And 22nd Law Commission responds a proposal for uniform universal code as in India is also of the debate which often been acrobious. What do you mean you made acrobious? It's a word we need to read the meaning. Acrobious, define. Acrobious means anger and bitterness. A dispute among wages. A kind of anger and bitterness is being spread because of this discussion. But the debate itself is much needed as the Indians have been consulted on a personal laws they govern by. The laws are instituted by British colonial government by giving cursory hearing to the clergy. So what is a clergy? That's a new good word. We can see clergy means a body of all people oriented for the religious duties, especially in Christian church. Okay, and a case of religions without one. The result of the religious based on the personal law of Hindus, Muslims, and Christians, whether the colonizer did out the deep concern of sentiments for the natives and it was intended as another instrument for strategy of divide and rule in order to hold India irrelevant. But we should note that provisions of India is a for personal law. They are true. So whatever they did, the strategy for to rule in order, so the strategy to divide and rule in a separate box, that's a strategy though they made it out. So they brought up Christianism and spread out to India. That's what. Before British rules, there was no more Christians, and after the British rules of after 1600, the Christians has been increased. Is that mean that's a different opinion of how they spread religion and how they acquire people and see the opportunity of religious discriminations between the people and brought out new religion. Believes God believes is a neutral point. Anyone can wish, anyone can have this any god they as they require, that's their rights, but bringing this law and questioning the authority of the beliefs, it's a problem. Okay, we can see more. The law of that unboxed. The personal laws in India boxed according to the religious and social regions of this citizen. Yeah. Tamil Nadu has a different perspective of religions and their customs. Kerala has a different customs. Karnataka has a different customs. Maharashtra has a different customs. Bringing it. And Sikhism has a different customs. Every religion has their own customs. It doesn't take much of a fearful symmetry between them. It's a mistakenly patriotical framing whereby men and are privileged at every turn. That's true. Thus, only a man can be a karta of head of the Hindu and a family. A divorced Muslim woman is not entitled to maintain beyond certain period among other tribes of India. Customs that women do not inherit astral property, and the Parsi woman who marries outside the community is excommunicated. So the form of point of view of women empowerment, India's civil code is a uniformity already as the section of the population which today refers to LGBT community. British colonizer considered them more flotsam and jetsam. What's flotsam? Flotsam is a good word. We should see flotsam. Flotsam means a wicked ship or its cargo found floating on that is flotsam. A jetsam is the unwanted materials has been thrown out. So flotsam and jetsam to ignore all those. So rather they want to break the ship and float the material or throw the unwanted material from the ship to free from themselves. That's the way they are going on. Not only they not being a merit of personal law, but also action diverse to criminalized even they are consensual. What's consensual? Consensual is a good word relating to or involving consent or conscious. Okay, we have now seen that cannot consider over self to a democracy as long as continue to a current approach of personal law. It is not being the same or different religious group, but because of uniformity and pathological code denies women equality before the law. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi widely reported query as to how one country can be run, two laws missed there. This does an opposition where it crushes the definity of defend inaction on this personal law on the ground of diversity as they hold sacrosanct. This sacrosanct is a good word. They are giving good words. Okay. It's a regard too important and valuable to interfere with. Yeah, individuals' rights to work has been upheld as sacrosanct. It's too important, which is withhold. Okay, and the antiquity of Indian customs, the diverse, the peoples are both brought up in the case of tiptoes doing existing personal laws despite of unequal rights for men and women. But it's a valid argument at all. It doesn't mean. Yeah, usually there is a problem between equality in men and women is not there. Mostly in South India, the most people are given the equal of men and women out there. But in the northeastern states, the middle states of India, the equality is in a questionable manner. Even bathrooms are built right now in India where it's not been there, but it's mostly civilized peoples in many part of India. It is a question of how you going to bring a man and woman, because education is a different thing, but providing education doesn't make the people to come out of their religious belief. The education which be a nation building, but the education is just for the bread building, for bread earning purpose. We are earning education. Such education doesn't going to bring such awareness over the future generation. So lawmakers will enough to junk in law every earliest history of independence of India. So as the committee who held for the analysis of this law, what they want to be union common civil code, the committee even said it is impossible to bring it. So make some corrections in the early whichever area there are some need to be made some correction, that religions to be that community to be recognized, and such religions to be given a code, given some kind of relief. It's not like it is common to everyone. Some kind of relief to be given to some people. After that, step by step approach of another 30 years approach we can bring. You can make this change from the 75th independence to 25 years plan. You can make it out. Every 5 years you can come. You can merge. Every 10 years you can merge a group of individuals and make them recognized or make them cross the basic exemption limit of earning. When you cross a community of people of any individual who cross the basic exemption of income, when the income crosses them, they comes out of the poverty line. When they come out of the poverty line, they usually get the respect. The money give the respect more than education, as I believe so. Even though who has a highest degree doesn't have a money, he want to work under someone, he is being discriminated at. So that's a continuous thing. That's no one can stop it. But when you come up with a point of earning more money, giving more money, it's not been giving more money, make him a viable tool to use a skill to earn more money. Give him opportunity in every caste, every religion, every lower community, bring up. When you bring up this part of thing, or actually the nation will come up when they have equal income. You see, the metropolitan cities of people come up and they work there, they have a different religions, people are in the same apartment, many people join together, make a community. Even a different caste people, different area people, different nation people come up and bring a community, and there is no discriminancy. Only when education plus some wealth plus strength which is joined together, such kind of discriminancy and beliefs can be break down. The beliefs are not bad, belief should be there, but belief should be not being politicized. In the matter of the diversity, next comes the diversity. The opponent of reframe seem to be unaware that an extolling diverse based on religion. Here in the worth recalling political scientist Pratap Banu Mehta reminder that India was not convicted as a federation of religions. Similarly, during the deliberation of Constituent Assembly, B.R. Ambedkar said is expressed surprise that religions has been given of most importance of choosing India's political arguments. The observation of bearing it was being debated today, where the Indian Civil Code accords with the dictas of all religions are irrelevant, and it's making the point irrelevant. Yeah, the matter is must be in an accord with the democratic principle of the liberty, equality, and dignity. Yeah, when you bring equality and dignity and liberty, what about the underworlding people who are in the voice, who are unable to have a normal life, who are in the stage of earning their bread? It's not so like you can bring out some equality and the next day everything is going to be okay. You bring equality in education, you bring equality in means of food, you bring equality in prices, you bring equality in everything. Rather speaking about the equality of the nation of a common civil code, making the people come together in means of religions and language, make the people, make a common income to everyone, each and everyone, make income to each and everyone, get the equal food. No one in India, make sure no one in India are sleeping without food, everyone eating with the proper food and having getting good nutrition, good education, good medicine. This is the equality we require. This is not, that is the required. That's how Narendra Modi ji, you should think about it, please. The country should have an equality in the things. It's not I'm having this equality but I'm not able to get a proper medicine, I need to be in a queue for a long time, there is no problem. People are there to in a medicinal account, gone to hospital, they need to stand for the queue for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes queue. How you can bring more doctors, more qualified doctors from many religions, bring them together, provide some education, provide free medicines all over India, cure most diseases. You make sure not a single rupee to be spent on medicine, every rupee will be given by the government, and people, no extra rupees, no inflation will be there on the prices of goods or proper of vegetations, example of fruits, vegetables, all the rice, millets, all the food grains, every price, giving equality in the price of what the food they produce in the hotel industry, determine the price, this price you should sell on this price, such a way of price declaring all over India, equalism, that is what we need. Of when the union civil code, the common civil code should be in the way of not destroying the caste, bringing the livelihood in the equal common. When you bring the livelihood in a common stand, everyone should live in this common stand, then that brings a deemed in common civil code. No need to bring that. That's the opinion, that's the government we require. Bridging the gap, I don't know what gap you're going to bridge. The obsession with the party among the male across Indian religious based personal code blanks on the issue of rights of LGBT community, and no amount of refinement Hindu, Muslim, Christian personal codes have reached them, for they have rendered invisibles of colonial area construction. Oh wow. If there has been a common civil code in all Indian perspective of faith, gender and sexual orientation, the LGBT population would be accommodated within the abs, and the alternate would be conceived of. Given the recognition implication granted with them, a reading down of section 379 of Indian Penal Code 2017, highly visible, hearing a petition of Supreme Court allows same-sex marriage, which concluded most recently. The question of personal law on the ground is no longer being postponed. Yeah, the Indian Penal Code of Section 377 2018 has a high visible hearing from the Supreme Court of same-sex marriage is most recent announcement for the transgender community. It's welcome to about it. That's a point of view. Even that point of view had been not accepted in many communities. So bringing this union civil code doesn't make a change. If you want to make a change in the mind of people, you should earn the hearts of mind of people. As beginning the changing the law doesn't make that everyone will change. Every law abiding citizen they will be abiding the law, but the hearts of the people need to win by changing many people like minorities. I don't know about if you want to make some good change, make a good decision. As the elections are come, so people are dependent on it. Many contracts are standing out. Many peoples are then outstation. Many peoples are dependent on this government. Even nations are waiting for the results. So, decision making is a very great challenge to the governments. So both the ruling party and politician parties are waiting for this to make a mass entrance to the next prime minister election. So they should are walking in a glass, so they need to make a very important decision in this time to make this personal law, and how they going to make the population recognize the law, because as a good news spread very slower, but the bad news spread much faster, and this news which is being twisted. And good news is being given. In civil code is actually a very good concept. I believe so, but bringing people together, having all people in the same agenda, no discriminancy among people. Yeah, it's everything is good. But the thing is, practically, people need to work under someone. It's not everyone is employer. Not everyone are having the agriculture, and someone want to work under someone to satisfy the things. Under the nations, if it comes out for normal um, earnings rate every hour, this is the right of earn for every job, such kind of act is not brought out. Some people need to be there for other people. That is the way it's been done. Not everyone in the family is given a government employee that they can earn their bread soon. So the bread earning is a most important thing that's going on. Every part of all the population in India has been, or 99% of the people are earning for the bread every day. If someone is dependent on someone, so civil code is good, but the implication may even bring a drastic effect, which is not being, which is the people are not ready to accept it. They are not accepting. They are not in a ready to position to I appreciate the future implications. The future children will be well and good if the new equality came out. It would be very excellent thing, but. You're thinking of changing the minds of 1,000 year customs in a single day? That's a question. For 1,000, as of a knowledge of 1,000 years, more than 1,000 years, we have a civilization as a very largest civilization in the world. We have a larger background of winning of wars, every kind of thing. You bring up something that everyone are equal, that going to be the accepting of the minds, and they are part of the being going to be common. I don't know how they're going to take it. May God bless everyone and bring proper thing. Thank you. Thank you for hearing this. Bye.